For true music fans, Reading and Leeds is the king of festivals. It attracts the biggest bands and draws the best performances from them. With little in the way of frills, gimmicks or distractions, it really is all about the music. And that's why tens of thousands descend on the two sites year after year. This is the ultimate guide to Reading and Leeds. Given that it's now synonymous with rock, it's hard to believe Reading and Leeds began life as the National Jazz Festival in 1961. Back then, it didn't even take place in Reading, but rather Richmond, southwest London. It was the brainchild of Harold Pendleton, founder of Soho's legendary Marquee Club, who gradually moved it down the Thames until it settled in Reading in 1971. The 70s saw heavy-duty rock acts dominate the bill, with headliners including Rory Gallagher, The Faces, Traffic and Hawkwind, before the organisers saw sense and renamed the festival Reading Rock in 1976. The new breed arrived in 1978 when The Jam and Patti Smith headlined, but older acts like Thin Lizzy and Black Sabbath kept coming back until the festival was plunged into turmoil in the mid-80s.
Reading went bankrupt in 1988 and the owner of it then, a guy called Harold Pendleton, and he was sort of, punting around for a promoter to work with that had got better contacts in music, and nobody was interested, none of the big promoters were interested. And Vince said he'd have a go, and me and this mate of mine went and saw Vince and said, look, we know about festivals and we know about selling beer, and we want to sell the beer at Reading, and we want to get involved, and that's it. That's how it happened.
Beginning with New Order and the Pogues, Reading started to put on the kind of leading indie rock names that have cemented its reputation ever since. The next big change came in 1999, when increasing demand persuaded the festival to take on a new site at Temple Newsome in Leeds.
We started Leeds in 1999, and I was shitting myself. And what you don't know is whether people say, okay, great, I don't have to go so far now. So you end up with 25,000 here in Reading and 25,000 in Leeds, and you're buggered because now you've got two festivals and neither of them are full. As it happened, it worked better. And then we moved to Bramham Park, and two wonderful people that own Bramham Park who've just been, when I think Blair might have been one of the first acts that we had there, and so they thought Tony Blair was coming. They got to realise pretty quickly that actually it was the likes of Metallica that were going to turn up and ask for a cup of tea,
Within a couple of years, the two festival sites had settled on a system of alternating bills, which has survived to this day.